Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. And, unfortunately for Texas, or maybe not unfortunately for Texas, it seems that Pornhub is leaving. Yeah, that's right. It is leaving the state. Oh, what's the reason? Because they don't want users to be able to verify their identity. Now, we'll be going over this and talk about what they're talking about here and all that stuff, and kind of stop some of the people's claims of what's going on with the new law, but it has nothing to do with, what people are saying, alright? So I'll get to that. So it says, from around New Norfolk, Pornhub bans Texans. Pornhub has refused to require users to verify their age by uploading an ID. Therefore, the company has decided to block access to all of Texas. Why not just ask for an ID? Most financial apps require it now, so it seems reasonable to ask the same of age-restricted sites. Source Pornhub. And Pornhub says, "Dear user, as you may know, our elected officials in Texas are requiring us to verify your age before allowing you to access our website. Not only does this impinge on the rights of adults to access protected speech, it fails to strict scrutiny by employing the least effective and yet also most restrictive means of accomplishing Texas' stated purpose of allegedly protecting minors. While safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission, providing identification every time you want to visit an adult platform is not an effective solution for protecting users online, and in fact will put minors and your privacy at risk. I wonder how." Attempting to mandate an age verification without any means to enforce at scale gives platforms the choice to comply or not, leaving thousands of platforms open and accessible. As we've seen in other states, such bills have failed to protect minors by driving users from those few websites which comply to the thousands of websites which, with far fewer safety measures in place, which do not comply. Very few websites are able to compare to the robust trust and safety measures we currently have in place. To protect minors and user privacy, in legislation must be enforced against all platforms offering adult content. Here's the problem that I have with this statement, right? Like, in general. The problem I have with this is that it does protect children, and this is the reason why I wanted this type of stuff onto Twitch. Now, I understand people can have the ability to say, "Oh, okay, well, you just be a better parent and just don't let your kids have access to, all these to certain websites and stuff." And well, I 100% agree. I think most parents should be, govern and keep their kids away from the internet as much as possible, and including from this social media apps and stuff like that, to prevent that stuff from happening. However, let me have a retort. Back in those earlier days, like the 1950s, 60s, 70s, hell, even 80s, we had things in place that were in law that kind of became more of a culture thing, right? Say, for instance, we just allowed, trans or whatever people, which it's already happening, I know, but trans people just honestly to have to take your kids whenever they want or whatever, or what have you, and stuff like that. And it was law that they were allowed to do so. Well, you create a culture and an ability to, by law, because it's law and people agreeing to it and stuff like that, you create a culture to allow this to happen. Well, in this case, by putting this into place, we are creating a law/culture into the ability to where they can't do this. And most people will have to have the ability to, prevent this from happening, right? Because you have to be a parent. I agree that this is kind of the same, but they're not going. But to retort some of the people that were saying, some of the crazy things that was, some of the other things that were brought up, like, oh well, they're doing it because you have to have the government ID or what have you. No, they just want age verification. It's just one of the things that they said that you can have, but you just need to verify your age. And if you need to verify your age with an ID or what have you, then that's fine. I'm 100% against wanting to have the government be into your private life and stuff like that and looking over your stuff. I 100% agree with that. I don't want the government there either. However, the problem that I have is that we needed something like this on Twitch. I've said this before, because Twitch has a subcategory, regardless whether there's an age verification or not, for kids to just go on to. There is no lock, there is no nothing. Kids are going to be like, oh, well, you need, it has a block here that says, okay, well, this is age-restricted adult content or what have you, right? You can't tell me that kids are going to be like, I'm just going to ignore that anyways, or they're going to go off. No, most kids, even me as a kid, I would avoid all that stuff to watch any stuff like Would Be Ready to Porn or what have you, any of the stuff, because I was curious. Kids are going to do it regardless, right? That's what's going to end up happening. And you need to, and the kids can be stopped, the parents can stop this, or you can have websites that are going to do it. Because there are some parents that are you know, willfully ignorant, or ignorant in general about some of these sites. So, that being said, you need to be able to, you should be on top of it as well with your kids, but as well, having restrictions on this is an ability to prevent kids from seeing it. I don't see how this is an issue to where it's got religion not protecting minors to go to other messed up sites. Because, again, why do you think that you're not going to be protecting minors? So this is very curious to me, because I think that when you have an age ID verification, if anybody's 18 and the only 18ers are going to your website, it's not a big deal. And I don't know where other sites that are going to have, and in your opinion, you're saying that that compared to other sites, your trust and safety measures are currently the best in place. Well, that's your opinion. That's literally your opinion. We don't know that. So we're going off of your opinion that you say that your trust and safety measures are the best, which they could probably be the worst. Regardless of that fact, we need some of these safety measures in place. And as long as it's not the government watching over you over your shoulder, this is better. And not only that, this will prevent a lot of people from not having to watch all that Nazi correct stuff anyways. I don't think porn is good for anybody at all, even though I'm a sole victim of it. I don't think it's good for anybody. I think it's bad, and I think it would be best just people just not to watch it. So Pornhub has really got me curious here. What's going on behind your back doors? What do we need to investigate? Because you already had multiple things to where there have been articles coming out to where Pornhub has done some nefarious stuff, as you can see right here. It's really curious to me that that this is going on, right? I mean, look at this. You see this here to where Pornhub has been some interesting things that is not great looking for them, right? So again, you say that, but I don't really know if that is true because again, you've been exposed already, and you had other great videos of a 14-year-old girl. I want to say that was on your video, that was on your website, which didn't have age verification and other stuff like that on there, which was allowed onto your website. So again, I'm very curious on what you mean by this, because it's not looking good for you, alright? So, that's it. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, share, as always, take care my friends.
I'm disgusted about what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, cause it's algorithmic disease, this social